September, if you can believe it. I don't feel like we had a summer. It rained the whole time. Although the weekend, the Labor Day weekend was lovely. It is still lovely out there today. I have an extra vacation day attached onto the long weekend. So I thought now would be a good time to do the podcast. So I am battling some major allergies. I took an allergy pill, but it hasn't quite kicked in yet. So, welcome everybody to Loch Briar Knits. This is my knitting podcast. I'm Kelly, your hostess, and all of my social media links and whatnot are down below in the description box. And if you get a chance, hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And let's jump right in, shall we? Because I have to go. I'm getting my hair cut off. I'm going to get it cut off like this. And then in the back, I'm getting it like angled upward. Inverted. I'm doing the inverted bob again. I just like that haircut on me. I keep going back to it. Anyway, it's not a hair podcast. So I have 2 new cast-ons, a finished object, 3 new cast-ons, a finished object, and I also have some yarn to show you, which I'm going to show you. I did get some time to do a little hand dyeing. Nope, yarn dyeing. I have my own hand-dyed yarn shop, Loch Briar Knits on Etsy, which is also down below. But it has been woefully neglected this year between everything that has been going on, between my dad's health earlier and then the company I worked for being sold and all the brouhaha with that, and then just like, life stuff. And then also I'm a writer. For any new viewers who aren't aware, I write books as well. So I sort of, over the pandemic, my writing mojo, all of my mojos, I think just kind of took a nosedive. So I've sort of had to resurrect my career, as it were. So I spent a lot of time kind of working on that this year, and now I'm slowly getting back, with fall coming, to my hand-dyed yarn business. Trying to restock. So 2 of the ones that are going to be going in, I should probably have them in this week. So this is Hope Springs, and it is this lovely mix of like deep aubergine and teal and gold. I love this one. This is actually one of my favorites. And then the other one is also one of my favorites and one of my top sellers. And that is, seeing if that gets there, that's birch. So it's got like some speckles, some light and heavy speckles of brown and gray and black. But it also has, the way that it breaks gives you some little, I don't know if you can see it there, some little pops of red, which if anybody has seen a birch tree knows that can happen. So those 2 are going to be going in the shop this week, and I'm hoping possibly next week to get a few more done of some other colorways. So that's it. That's it for administration. We're done. Thanks for stopping by. No, I do have some stuff. I do have some stuff to show you. So what I'm wearing is my original DRK Everyday Sweater, which if you have been around for a while, you've heard me talk about that. I do not like the yarn that I used for this. And I will show you. I think I will show you on the show. So this just, it just like flares out, but doesn't really hold any shape. And let me see if I can, I don't know if I can get it up close enough, but like along here where the increases are, this, I find like it just shows up every single like twisted thing. I don't know. And I love the color. And when I first put it on, I'm like, oh, this is really itchy. And then after I have it on for like about 5 minutes, it's not. So I'm sort of debating giving it a really good long soak and then seeing if that helps at all. But the fact that, one thing I don't like, the neck on it is really wide, and I don't like a wide neck. I prefer my sweater necks to be a little more kind of in this range or high. I love a good like turtleneck. So there's a lot about the sweater. The knitting of it, I loved. It was such an easy knit. And oh yeah, that was the other thing. I like my sleeves to be to here. So these are not clearly, which isn't that big a deal, but I just prefer, I like my sleeves like right up to my wrist bones here. So there was a lot about this that I wasn't thrilled with. I think I may have made it, I can't remember if I made it a size, if I made the 3rd size, and I probably should have made the 2nd size. There was a lot that, you know, just, I rarely ever wore it, and I thought, you know what, I think this is gonna go in the donate bin. But I loved the sweater itself. Like, I love knitting the pattern, but I also really liked the way the finished product looked on other people. So I think a part of this is a really kind of loose drape, but it doesn't have a lot of structure to it. So what I did was, I thought, I am going to reknit this, and I'm going to use a fingering weight and a mohair, and I'm going to use a merino wool. So as you can see, I would say the neck is definitely not as wide. it looks so much smaller. I did make the 2nd size on this one, and the reason I did that was obvious. Like, I just felt this one was just too big. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go down a size because I know as well where this is merino. I'll show you the yarns I'm using. This is Herriott Fine. Where's my glasses? Baby alpaca blended with nylon for durability. Sorry, so not merino. But alpaca stretches. So I thought, you know what, I am definitely going to go down a size. This is 75% alpaca and then 25% polyamide. And this is in the Travertine colorway, which is just like a very nice gray. And then to give it some structure and also to get the weight that I needed, because Blue Deer K is a sport weight yarn. So this is a fingering weight fine, and then I mixed it with a mohair, and the mohair is SugarBush Drizzle, which is 76 Super Kid mohair and 24 silk in the, where is it? Stormy Sky colorway. Which honestly, could it be well named? Well named. So these are the 2 yarns that I'm using, and they give me a sport, kind of between a sport weight and a DK weight, I would say, roughly. And then that is the material that I get with it, which I love. I absolutely love. And I don't have a gray, let's set those there, a gray sweater that I've knit. My hair looks like, it looks so dark on the ends today. Must know it's getting cut off, and it's just revolting. Don't let us go. So this knit up crazy fast. So I've got the body done and I've started the ribbing. Now the ribbing in the pattern calls for, I can't remember if it's 1x1 rib or 2x2. I know this one I did 2x2, so it must be 2x2. But for this one, I did the 1x1 twisted rib. I just find it a little neater, fancier. So I've started that. I'm about 1.5 inches in. So I've got like 2.5 inches to go. And that just knit up crazy fast. And I would probably be done the ribbing on the bottom right now, but I get horribly distracted by another, oh, there goes my glasses. I knew it was not a good idea to put them there. This is my ink stained bag from the loop. I probably should, I need to take my project out of this, and then I am going to use the Sunlight Cake soap, which is really good at getting stains out. Now this has been here too long, so I don't think I'm going to get it out completely, but I do want to get any extra ink that might be in here so that it doesn't kind of go onto any projects if it gets wet or anything like that. I don't know why it would get wet, but I don't know. Anyway, that might be a today project. So that is what is going to replace this. And I think I'm just going to put this in the donate bin. I'll let somebody else have it who might enjoy it a little more. The other thing, I do have a finished object, which I probably should have started with, because I don't think I showed these last week or last episode. I think I might have only had one done. So I did finish my Spring Fling socks. This is made out of my own hand-dyed yarn in the Spring Fling colorway, obviously. And there's still a little of this left in the shop. This is, I did this in the Gush base, which is my cashmere merino nylon base. So that's that. They're all done. Just basic vanilla sock. I do the eye partridge heel flap and gusset, etc. So those are done finally. Those languished a little too long. And I have cast on another pair of socks, but these are not for me. I'm doing these as a favor to my mom, who's knitting up a few pair for friends of my cousin for Christmas. So this is, I've only started the first one and I haven't gotten that far. I really got to get on the stick. Oops. So let's see if I can. So this is where I'm at. This is how the yarn looks. So this is knit out of Lichen and Lace. She sells Seashells, I believe it's called. I don't know if she makes this one. This one has been in my stash for a very long time. And I had ended up giving it to my mom because she was looking for some more sock yarn. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to pull some of the ones that have been in my stash for a while to give to her. So I gave her this one and and then she gave it back so I could knit up a pair of socks. So I've got to get that done just so I can get it kind of off the needle so she's got it in time to send it up to my cousin. So that's just the only sock project I have in the go right now, and I'm going to keep it that way until I get that done because I'm afraid if I cast on a pair for myself, I'm a selfish knitter. Those will fall by the wayside and they won't get done. So the reason that the DRK sweater is that the hem on it is not finished is because I decided to knit up the so this is a free pattern. It's the Friday Shrug by Jackie Rose of Caddy Jack Knits. Thank you. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, brain. So in the upcoming September vlog, you'll see me kind of go through the process of trying to pick out colors. I was trying to use a lot of leftover yarn that I had because, you know, you have all this leftovers, and I was trying to determine or if the color selections I wanted would have enough yarn in them, just because you cast on, and I'm not giving anything away with the pattern because it is a free pattern, but you cast on 142 stitches. I did the tubular cast on, so I cast on 72 stitches, which would be 71, 142, yes. And then what she does is she shows how she broke down how she knit it with the fades and all that, because you fade from one color into the next, and then she gives you in the pattern your own, like, kind of a blank chart, so you can kind of fill in your own, which is what I did. So I kind of went through and I picked yarns that were just kind of one-off sock yarns that were like languishing in my sock batch that I wasn't using, or ones that I had maybe like a third or more of a sock of a skein left over. So I was kind of laying them out, trying like the skeins out on the floor, trying to get a sense of how they would look knit up, and I just wasn't super thrilled with the color combinations I was coming up with. But I thought, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of options based on how much yarn I think I'm going to need, although I actually needed less yarn than what I thought I needed, because I just have I'm really bad at gauging. Like, if I'm knitting 142 stitches and I have to do it for like, I don't know, 5 rows or whatever, I can't look at a skein of yarn and say, oh, that's going to take like, you know, a 1/12 of the skein or whatever. Like, I'm just really bad. And I'm always paranoid that I'm not going to have enough. So I wanted to make sure I had at least 1/3 of a skein just to be on the safe side. So anyways, that kind of limited what I could pick. And then I was putting them together and I was just like, I just don't know if these are going to blend well together. Then I started knitting them. And one thing I did do was I did a pop of red at the bottom before I actually started knitting the pattern. So when I did my tubular cast on, I did, I think it's 4 or 5 rows with like a nice pop of red, and I'm going to end it with that pop of red as well. But I do, now that I've started knitting it up and I watched the colors blend together, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. The only thing is that I cast on the right number of stitches. I'm using the right needle. Usually I'm like a straight up middle of the road knitter. Like, I just have like kind of a medium even stitch. I don't knit too tight, I don't knit too loose. I'm just like, I'm about as middle of the road as you can get. But I don't know, like, I feel like this looks too narrow. Now granted, there's a lot of stretch to it and I haven't obviously blocked it because I'm not finished knitting it yet. But here's what we got. Here's what we got, people. Let me get my stuff out of the way. I'm going to say maybe halfway, possibly a little more. And this, I'm going to hold it up and I'm going to hopefully get that. I don't know what I just did, but I hope it turned out. This is the pop of red. And then this here, I didn't do a blend with the red. I think I might have done, no, I did no like blending with the red. That was just like kind of a hard line. Then I started with the colors. So this, I don't know if I'm going to be able to remember them all, but this one here was left over from the Birch colorway from Hypothesis Yarn. And then this here was Shroom by Lichen and Lace. This here is from Nerds with Needles, but I don't know what the colorway is because I don't have a label. Then I went into a light gray and a dark gray, which are my neutral colors, I believe. So the light gray was a Telluride, and I don't remember the name, but it was like a light gray. And then the dark gray, you know what? I forget what the dark gray was. This is the dark gray that you see here. And then then we went into what I think this was a one of, it was like a 50-gram skein, and I'm pretty sure that this was a Lichen and Lace one as well. And I think it was a one of, if I remember. So that's kind of coming in here. I cannot for the life of me remember what that dark gray was. I can almost picture the band in my brain, but I'm blanking. That was, so this one here, the kind of dark murky purple was, I'm pretty sure, a Lichen and Lace one of. And then that meshed into this brown, which I don't remember who that's from because, again, no label. And then it went into Zen Garden. So here, up until this point, we were kind of doing shorter rows, and now the rows are getting a bit longer. This is Zen Garden. And the colorway was one of, but I don't remember what it was called. But that's, so that's this one here. And then that is now being blended with, oh, this is Handmaiden. And again, this was like a one of colorway. And that's where I'm at right now. So I think I've gone through all of the colors. So right now I'm just blending the Handmaiden in with the Zen Garden, and then the Handmaiden will be on its own. And then I think I start going back. Yeah, then the Zen Garden will get blended with the brown again, and then the dusky purple, and then we'll go to the dark gray and the light gray, and you end with the light gray. And then I'm going to do the pop of red at the end. But right now, every color block has 8 rows in it. And then the next section, every color block will have like 6 rows in it. Whereas up above, you started with like 3 rows. And then the next block you did had like 5 rows each. So it's taken really like no time at all. Right now I'm on the main fade part of it, right? So once I get down to kind of here, so I am, where am I right now? I am here right now. And then once I get down to here, it will be, then I'll start doing the fade to the neutral. And then that's it. That's all she wrote. But then I'm going to end it with a pop of red. So I don't think it's going to take that long. I do hope, I'll turn this upside down, hopefully not knock the stitches off. Like when, I'm hoping this is going to be wide enough, but I mean, it stretches. So I'm hoping it'll be fine. And then once, you know, once I soak and block it, I think it'll be a little, have a little more give to it. I mean, maybe this is, well, there's the Handmaiden one. I haven't like seen one partially knitted. All the ones I have seen have been completed, but I haven't done too much of a deep dive in that respect to see if the width I have is normal. So I'm hoping it is. I mean, worst case scenario, it'll make a good cowl. So anyway, that is, I think, everything that I have on the needles right now. So that's pretty much what I've been working on. And I will say the sweater and the Friday Shrug, those are really getting the most of my attention right now. I really have to pay attention to the sock and get that done. I also have some other projects kind of waiting in the wings. There's some sweater yarn I want to use, but I don't know what project I'm using it on yet. I have the shawl that I bought the kit for from Mariner's Daughter that I really want to do the Everybody Wants This shawl, I think it's called. And yeah, so that's I think what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to do a little knitting before my hair appointment if I have time, and then hopefully get this edited this afternoon. It's a beautiful day outside, so I should really try to get outside for a bit. I feel like for having actual new projects to talk about, I feel like I breezed through it pretty quickly. But that being said, I do have to get to my hair appointment and get a few things done before I go. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I hope you had a wonderful summer. We had mostly rain here. It was mostly rain all summer long. So I'm really hoping fall, which is my favorite anyway. So I'm really hoping fall is lovely. We are going to spend the first week in October, our vacation down in, for the most part, down at the Schooner House. So the fall leaves will probably have started changing by then. And I'm so excited. And we have the new deck to enjoy. So yeah, so I'm really hoping to get down there soon. We haven't been down all summer because my father-in-law came down with little notice. So we had to kind of cancel our summer vacation plans to be down there. So I'm really looking forward to getting down for the fall. And what else? I think that's pretty much everything that's going on. So I'm going to let you guys go. Happy knitting, and I will see you I'll probably see you for one more episode, and then I will see you for the September vlog. Bye.